Hello viewers and subscribers, welcome to another edition of Herbally Speaking. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at a herb that produces a fruit that is used extensively in the manufacturing of a number of kitchen utensils and is used also in the art and craft industry. However, today we're going to be exploring the versatility and the wide range use of this herb, from its culinary uses to even its uses spiritually. Today, we take a look at the Jamaican calabash plant. So, don't go away, we'll be right back. You are watching Herbally Speaking on HallelujahLifestyle.com. Alright guys, so this weird looking plant, this weird looking tree that you're looking at is the calabash tree. The tree can grow to a height of about 4 to 5 meters. And if you're from Jamaica, then you would have been knowledgeable. You may have heard about lots of stories. There are a lot of folk stories that are linked to the calabash tree. Persons talk about duppy or evil spirits. I remember when we were young and, grandma would send us to the shop, we would actually walk, and then once we reach close to the calabash tree, we would run. A number of navel string, that we would call it our umbilical cord, was buried beneath calabash tree. So there's a lot of spiritual elements, a lot of spiritual, inclinations. A lot of stories are tied to the calabash tree, and so for that, in some parts of Jamaica, people actually fear the calabash tree. Some of that may be due to the weird-looking plants growing on the trunk of the tree, but it is quite peculiar. So the branches are arching with close set cluster of leaves. The leaves are alternate, as you can see. They're often fascicled at the nodes, as you can see here, 5 to 17 centimeters long. The leaves have a glossy surface on the upper part, and they're blunt at the tip and narrowed at the base. There are flowers on the plants, and these flowers develop from the buds, and that's why the actual fruit itself grows from the trunk of the tree, and these fruits will develop from the buds of the flowers. The buds are sometimes yellowish and sometimes veined with a purple, and they sometimes have a kind of funny odor. It's just a weird looking tree. The fruit is short stemmed and rounded. Depending on the variety of the calabash, some fruits are oval or they're oblong, some are green, some are purple, and they can range in size from 50 to 20 centimeters in diameter. And as you can see, I'm going to show you one that I found on a tree just 2 days ago while I was coming from the forest. The calabash has a number of other names. It is called white flowered gourd. It is called long melon. In some countries, it's called birdhouse. In New Guinea, it is called the Tasmania bean. And basically, there are different types of. There's another fruit that if you look up calabash, you will see it, and it grows on a vine, and it is called the calabash gourd. All right. So now let's look at some of the properties of this particular plant. We're going to be looking at the fruit. What are some of the medicinal benefits of the calabash? So and the benefits are varied. There's just so many benefits of the calabash, and we're going to be looking at the uses in different parts of the world. Now, one of the benefits, and this is from the fruit, is that it is what is called aperient, which means that the fruit has laxative value. It is used to relieve constipation. It has expectorant value, which means it promotes the secretion of mucus. So if you take it, you can, it will help you to pass mucus up. It will help you to, to treat coughs and so on and so forth. It is what is called anthelmintic, which means that it is also used to destroy a variety of parasites, a variety of worms. So it has what we call anthelmintic properties. It also has what is called analgesic properties, which means that this fruit, the inside fruit, and I'm going to, in maybe the subsequent video to this video, I'm going to show you what happens when you cut the fruit. So it has analgesic properties, which means that it helps to relieve pain. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, which means that it is used to reduce inflammation in the body. And because of all of those analgesic, usually most analgesic and anti-inflammatory herbs will also have what is called a febrifuge property, which means that it helps to reduce fever. Studies have also shown that it has antibacterial properties, anti-diabetic properties, and these are the leaves now. It has snake venom neutralizing properties, which is really typical again of herbs that have analgesic properties. Studies have also shown that it is what is called an anti-angiogenic, which means that for tumors, it prevents the formation of new blood vessels. It has what is called CNS depressant properties, which means that it helps to relax persons. It has kind of sedative properties that helps to relax you. And we're talking about the leaves. You can dry the leaves and you can take them. It has antimicrobial properties, which means that it helps to kill a variety of microorganisms, especially bacteria. It has cytotoxic properties, which means that it is especially toxic to cells, and in this case, we're talking about cancer cells. So not only does it prevent the formation of new blood vessels, which are essential in the growth of tumors, it also kills cancer cells. It has wound healing properties. It has antiplatelet aggregation properties, which means it prevents the formation of blood clots. And so for persons who are having circulatory problems, blood clotting problems, especially in their legs, this herb has powerful benefits for that. And so in India, it is used as a pectoral, which is a poultice for the chest to relieve cold and the buildup of mucus. In the West Indies, we actually extract a syrup, and I'm going to show you how to do that syrup. If you actually cut the calabash, and that is the ripe calabash, and when it's really green, the shell of the calabash has a dark green color, but once it begins to ripen, it kind of takes on a kind of yellowish tone. And so once you identify the ripe calabash, then you can cut it open, take out the fruit, put it in a container to drain, and you get a very nice, thick, pulpy syrup from that. And so in the West Indies, the syrup is prepared from the pulp, and it is used for dysentery, for skin disease. You can use it externally. In Rio de Janeiro, the alcoholic extract of the fruit is used to relieve constipation, it is also boiled in other parts of the world, and when the juice is drained from the fruit, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, then that syrup that is acquired from it can be mixed and boiled with vinegar, and it can be spread on linen for a number of dermatological applications. The bark of the herb is used for mucoid diarrhea. All right, the fruit pulp again is used as a laxative, and it says as an expectorant, so many different uses. In West Africa, where it is believed that this plant originated from, the fruit is roasted in ashes, and it is used as a purgative and as a diuretic to help get rid of water. In Sumatra, the bark decoction, you boil the bark and is used to clean wounds. The pounded leaves is used as a poultice. You can put it on the forehead and it helps with headache. As I said, internally, you know, it is used as a diuretic. It is used, it has anti-inflammatory properties. It is used to relieve pain. In the lesser Antilles, the fresh tops of the leaves are grounded and used as a topical wound for a number of skin ailments. In Venezuela, a decoction of the bark is used for diarrhea, and it's also used to treat hematomas, tumors. You know, sometimes some of these words can be quite tongue twisting. In Costa Rica, it is used as a purgative. It's also used to treat hypertension. In Colombia, it is used for respiratory afflictions. In the Vietnam, it is used as an expectorant. And so there are so many uses of the calabash that so many persons limit it to the fruit mostly being used in art and craft. And so apart from all the medicinal uses of the herbs, the leaves also, the young leaves can be used as a vegetable in soups and salads. And of course, this brings us now to the shell. Once you take the fruit out, there are so many uses of the shell. Some persons use it in art and craft. Some persons use it to make handbags. Some persons use it to make eating utensils, jewelry. Some persons use it for drinking water, for holding wine, for holding teas. It is used and decorated with paintings or carvings, and it is also used as sometimes a container for medicines. The dried fruit is filled with pebbles or beads and attached to an handle to make a maracas or a musical rattle, and that is used in so many churches, revival churches, Pocomania churches, and even regular Christian organizations use the smaller calabashes to make maracas, or what we call shake. In Brazil, the fibrous lining of the fruit is sometimes used as a substitute for cigarette paper. So when you take out the fruit out of the calabash and put it to dry, there's a lining, there's a thin kind of paper lining, basically, that is also present. That in Brazil, they take that out and they use it as a substitute for cigarette paper. At nights, if you come out at nights, you will see, you know, we call them owl, and a number of nocturnal birds who perch on the branches of this tree, basically looking for, you know, other nocturnal mammals or animals that they will eat. So, you know, a variety of uses of the Jamaican calabash. The calabash is so celebrated that it is, there are festivals in Jamaica. We have what is called the Calabash Festival, which is a poem literary festival, and so many things are linked to the calabash because of the respect that people have for it. But today we just looked at the medicinal values. I hope that this video was of help to you. Hope that you like it. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, then please do so. What we would want to know from you, and we'd want you to put it in the comments, is what are the benefits that you know of Jamaican calabash. Until next time, this is Dr. Ben Israel saying, your health is your responsibility, and the greatest weapon against sickness and disease is education, not medication. Bye-bye.